fact. Like Morris.
No more room in hell. The dead walk here.
We are live Thursday eve before Memorial Day weekend, and we are coming here to you from Horror Fiend TV for this fun-filled episode live stream. But before we start, let's us introduce the panel first. My boy Ricky Grimes, are you ready, bro?
I'm ready. We all cheer for big bottles of beer. Tasha, salute my peoples. Yep.
Now, joining us, which is kind of ironic, is because, as you can tell, Joe the psychologist isn't here. Ironically, whenever Joe the psychologist is not here, Tasha's here. And I think they've only had one episode together so far.
I think so.
Look at that.
I've done like 4 or 5 with you guys, and he's been there for.
Tasha, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you guys?
Getting ready. This is gonna be an interesting one.
Love me some clowns.
Oh, who doesn't like clowns? But yeah, before we start talking about the whole, movie thing, I gotta ask you guys a question. Like, what is your feeling about clowns? I mean, in general, before we go horror, Tasha?
So I am a huge true crime fan in addition to horror. So my first thought with clowns is like John Wayne Gacy. So I just automatically always associate them with something horrible. And I vaguely remember going to the circus as a kid, and I don't remember them being that creepy, but I didn't know who John Wayne Gacy was when I was like 6. So it's just, I think of these characters that people used to, invite into their homes for parties and things like that. And, he had a bunch of bodies in his crawl space. So, like, can't trust him.
Yeah, he was the first serial killer to actually dress as a clown.
1978, if I'm not mistaken. And It's crazy because after that, that's what really launched, like, clowns being, like, evil, malevolent fucking murder machines, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I totally forgot until I was looking today about like the clown panic in 2016. Where people were like, oh my God, there's clowns everywhere.
What about you, Rick?
Yeah, same. Well, not John Wayne Casey. No, I don't glorify that motherfucker, but I'm not saying you do, Tasha. Okay, sorry. But I just love clowns, man. If they could be they could fit in any subgenre of horror comedies, horror slashers, horror dramas, anything. It all depends on who's playing the clown too. Big part of it. How about you, GR? What's up, man? I don't look at you. I thought you were gonna paint your face on the stream.
No, I actually thought about wearing masks and stuff, but
Oh, that would have been great.
Oh, because Joe's not, he didn't want to do it. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, not for nothing. Growing up, I mean, who didn't think Ronald McDonald was creepy as hell?
Yes, good shout, Ronald McDonald.
Ronald McDonald. I mean, and ironic thing about it is, let me ask you guys a question. When's the last time you seen a Ronald McDonald commercial?
Oh man, that's far long and gone by now, bro.
You wonder because people think that freaking guy's creepy. I mean, think about it, man. He sits there playing with kids. Hey, you want some food and fries? That's freaking creepy.
No, they still market him, bro. They still make figures and collectibles and everything for Ronald McDonald, bro. They just don't use him as a mascot anymore. Like, officially, No,
that's very weird. For me, it's just like, Ronald McDonald, and I agree with you. I love clowns in horror, man. I mean, they're just freaking great, and you don't know what to expect from them, and that's, I think, what makes them even better, because you don't know what kind of character they're actually going to represent or come out as, which I think is really good, especially in horror, because horror could go anywhere. I mean, horror is
exactly my point.
For me, the greatest genre in movies. I'm sorry, maybe fantasy action would be second in line. But
no, horror is, like I mentioned before, it fits so many subgenres, and it's a wide range across the board. You can stick a horror element to any type of genre, and as long as it's well written, it could work, man. It could work. You know, fun fact too. My girlfriend is petrified of clowns. She has a phobia. I made her watch Terrifier 1 and 2. So.
Oh no.
I'll stand by this. I'd rather hang out with Terrifier than hang out with Ronald McDonald.
At least you know where you're getting Art the Clown, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I encourage breaking the law or vandalism, but I wouldn't be mad if I walked into a McDonald's someday and somebody had like messed with Ronald McDonald and he was Art.
Oh, I would love that for the guy just to stand for you to stay in line and behind you is like a guy that looks like Art waiting to order some food.
That's like my dream, son.
I'm not that hungry. I'll peace out, guys. I'll see you later.
All right, real quick. We got Lexi. Hey, Lexi.
Hey, Lexi.
Lexi.
I hope you're feeling better, Lex.
Yes, Lexi's under the weather.
Aw.
Get better.
Hello.
Golly.
Hi.
Hey, thank you for joining us.
Hello. And you got Lexi shouting out Tasha. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Here goes
I
the
hope you
fifth
feel
corner.
better.
P Roxdale.
Oh, he's gonna love this next conversation.
Yeah, but Ronald McDonald is creepy as fuck. I
Oh
couldn't
yeah,
attest to
man.
that.
See?
Yeah.
Oh, my man's in Chili's, bro.
Taking from Chile.
Yo, I'm hungry too. I ate very little
Dude,
today,
same.
so oh my god, I'm starving.
All
What
the
you getting, P-Rock?
appetizers.
What you getting? You getting them tenders, bro? Them spicy. Hey,
Hey,
Cole
Cole.
Pool. That's my boy, Cole Pool. What up, son? I'm back.
All right, so let's jump into the first question of the night. Now, when we talk about clowns and horror, we have to go back to 1988 when the screen gave us one of the greatest clown movies, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. We have to talk about it before we talk about any other clowns. I mean, even though we dropped Gacy and
That's all right.
Ronald
No,
McDonald,
that's okay.
but
That's all right.
yes, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And I gotta ask my boy Rick because he's a massive Killer Clowns fan. So Rick, drop some knowledge. What about the clowns of Killer Clowns and just the clowns in general from that film?
Oh man, the clowns in this film are so freaking memorable because their designs stand out from one another. You got skinny ones, you got medium-sized ones, you got larger ones, and they kill you in a wider range of ways. Whether it's that, do you remember the what was it, the shadow puppets? One of my favorite on-screen deaths, by the way. I love it. They got my boy Rudy. I got my boy Rudy right here. Killer Clowns. Here we go. So he's a smaller guy here. Look at that gun, bro. Can't see it. So these motherfuckers fuck you up, son. They throw popcorn at you and shit. Come on, popcorn was used as a weapon. So yeah, man, it's so colorful and it's pure 80s cheese, dude.
Yes.
This was done by the Chiodo brothers. These guys are known because they were excellent makeup effects and puppeteers. They did Critters, for example. They brought the effects to this film. And Ernest Scared Stupid. I'm gonna shout it out. They did that. They did the puppetry in that movie as well. So I love Ernest movies, and that one, it's a Halloween movie. Come on, man. But yeah, dude, you watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It embodies everything that we do not get in today's era.
Yes.
That movie I always say this, is a sign of the times. You watch it, it brings you back to if you're me and GR, we're a child of the 80s, man. So that was our era. The music is excellent. That theme, the rock theme, I forgot who performed it. I apologize, but it's just, you hear it and you're instantly brought back to that film. The acting is like all over the place in it.
Yeah.
The characters are like, the human characters are not really memorable, but the clowns themselves, bro, come on. It's my boy Slim, Jumbo, like I said, Rudy. Oh man, so Spikey, my boy Spikey, son. It's great. And like I said, the deaths in that film, they're very creative, man.
Yes.
Very creative. So yeah, I'll let you guys speak more about that. I don't want to hog up all the time because I could go on forever. If it's an 80s horror film, bro, your boy Vicky crying.
Oh, I had to drop it, man, because I was like, I know Rick was like, now
Look at this guy. Tasha, you see that?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going
that
on
was
here?
crazy. It like froze.
No, yeah, that was the weirdest shit.
It was
Is
like
it still freezing?
no,
Talk,
it
Gia,
wasn't
talk.
freezing. It was like high speed.
What
fast
happened was
forward.
JR paused, right? And then everything sped up to catch up to where he was at.
Look at that. I'm in slow motion.
Nah, he's frozen now. Ah, damn. Did you reboot your motor before we started this, kid? Yeah, come on, man. I ain't high yet. What are you doing, bro?
Yo, I got too many screens open.
Look, JR's talking. His mouth's not even moving. What the fuck, dude? Look at that.
There you go.
Close
Nah,
those
I had too many
up.
screens
What the
open.
fuck?
That was funny though, man. The slow motion thing.
All right, here we go. All right, cool pull. We got cool pull. Hey, Selena V. Hey, Selena V. My comfort movie. Oh, Killer Clowns. I hope it's Killer Clowns. I'm pretty sure she's talking.
Yeah,
about
that's what.
Yeah. Let me see. Killer Clowns. If they were to make that movie now as like a 2023 film, fucking
It'd be
sucks.
garbage. They'll mess it up.
Sucks. But back then they had fun with movies. They weren't afraid to take chances. And if something was too silly or stupid, oh well, we'll leave it in. And that's the shit that you remember. You know what I mean? So it's a test. It's a sign of the times, man. It's a sign of the times. Thanks for all streaming y'all on my TV with my 102.5 temperature. Oh, would have missed up for anything. Drink plenty of water, Lexi. Plenty of water.
Yes.
You got me to watch it. Yeah. All right. So a few more. Yeah. There you go.
Yes.
Killer Clowns. That's it. Yeah, Killer Clowns, man.
They wouldn't be able to recapture like the ridiculousness of it.
Ridiculousness. Perfect word to put.
Because everything is just updated and evolved so much.
Yeah.
Nobody would bother going to see it now.
Now the funny thing is, Tasha, we spoke about something before we came on, and the fact that she just watched it for the first time last year.
Yeah.
Tasha did? Really?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let me ask you, since you didn't grow up with it, now did you find it kind of cheesy and like, oh, this is kind of stupid? Like, what was your initial reaction to it?
That's tough because I'm way more into cheesy than.
This is why you're one of us, man.
Like I was telling JR, like at one point she calls him like Chief Running Mouth, and I laughed for like 5 minutes because I thought that was like the greatest thing ever. So
it's something for everybody. That movie's got something for everybody.
Yeah. It cracked me up.
And you know what? And it can be scary if you think about it. Like that whole tent was the spaceship. You go in there and you see everyone in the cocoons, and they're aliens too. Mind you, they're not clowns. They're aliens that just happen to look like clowns. So hey, man, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, what else you thought about the movie, Tasha? I mean, first time watching it.
I mean, since I've only seen it in its entirety that one time, so I definitely don't feel like I'm an expert on it by any means. But I do feel like as clowns in general, they are equally terrifying because it's, there's no change in emotions. Like they always have the exact same face on. You can't read how they're feeling or what they're thinking or anything like that. Like it's just frozen, and there's so much that's left up in the air, and you're just guessing, wondering what the hell is going on.
Popcorn guns are the best. Yeah, you know what? Yes. I'm telling you, they use popcorn as a actual weapon. They weaponized popcorn in this movie, man.
Not only the
Thanks
popcorn,
for the comments. I appreciate it.
Not only popcorn, but the music that came along every time they took out the gun.
Yeah, the sound cues, the little.
Oh god, that was amazing. And the thing too is,
they sell that gun, right? This is actual. Oh my! I've been trying to get my hands on it. It's so hard to get.
You better win the lottery.
Not only that, the look of the clowns themselves, they were all distinctively different. They all looked very, very good, well done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's what made that film so much like awesome, because the fact that they were so. I mean, I mean, they were at the scene where you have that clown in the clown car. You can't even see the clown car; it's like invisible.
Yeah.
I mean, they had so many good comedic scenes, and they had John Vernon as Sheriff Mooney.
Oh, bro, I was gonna mention that. They did get the great Charles Vernon is in this movie.
Yeah, oh my god.
One thing I will say I did not like, they killed the dog. So
the dog near the beginning when it landed.
With the older gentleman.
Yeah.
Like, what's the name? Rusty or whatever the dog.
Hey, where is everybody?
He kept calling for me.
Where is the line?
That
was great, man.
Yeah, but hey, man, they didn't show it at least, but yeah.
No, it ain't the fact that they turned everybody cotton candy. They could have turned anybody anything else but cotton candy.
You know what? The one thing with this film, it did not take itself seriously. It leaned so far into like the clown trope that they just went all out with it. You said it. Instead of cocooning people, they cocooned them in actual cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
Oh, come on, man! They weaponized popcorn. I still can't get over it. Like, come on, when have you seen that? The guy who I forgot his name, but the guy with the ugly ass navy blue sweat. I hate that. I hate that color, by the way. The main character, I forgot his name, but he had the ugly ass sweater with that color. Oh man, it drove me nuts.
The characters you had the horror movie. I mean, the horror movie tropes in general. You had the hero, the blonde cop. You had the guy
wasn't
wasn't
that love triangle too, right?
Yeah, with the other guy who's basically, the guy who's always hanging out with the people getting in trouble, and he was like a stooge, and so I mean, you had all the
the two nerds in the actual and the ice cream truck.
Yeah, I think that's what made it. I mean, it was one of those movies that you could even to this day you could sit there and watch it and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
It stands the test of time, which a lot of horror movies these days won't. 15, 20 years from now.
Yeah.
But definitely
and I feel like if they had tried to take it seriously, it would have flopped so hard.
No.
They're just you can't.
You can't take a movie like that serious. No.
The bad acting made that movie great. Because it was purposely done in bad acting. But yeah, it was definitely
my man said John Vernon, I can't
John Vernon, hell yeah, man. That dude was great. What other movie he was in that was a horror?
Animal House.
Animal House, yes. It was great in Animal House.
Double Secret Probation.
He
was oh my god. What other
he was in more.
He was in more horror. What was it?
Yeah, no, he was in a lot more.
I forget.
No, he was great.
Hey, I know you're a combo guy, Jared. You know he played General Ross in the Incredible Hulk animated show, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And
he played Doctor Strange too in Spider-Man the animes.
Yeah, so
hold on. Yeah, coffee today, brother?
Yeah, you know why?
Live stream,
no, you know why though, man? Because I have to work at least 8 hours tomorrow. That way I get paid for the holidays. So I have to drink coffee tonight.
Tasha, what you drinking? Tell me it ain't water. Come on.
No, it is hard cider.
Oh
yes, all right. I ain't the only one.
All right, you know what?
No.
I will get my limoncello before the night ends.
All right, let's keep it moving, brother.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, yeah. So let's fast forward. A couple of years now. I mean, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. So Tasha, what is your second favorite horror movie clown?
That would be from The Houses October Built, when they are all asleep on their motorhome, and there's that clown that comes in while they're sleeping and records them all and does like the live stream thing.
I'm so glad you mentioned that.
Oh my gosh. I was trying to think of ones other than, I love Pennywise very much. And I know Art would come up.
See, Tasha, this is why we like bringing in, like, other than me and Joe and G, I really like bringing in guests. Because it opens up the conversation. Like I would have never have pulled that from my memory. Because I remember watching that, and I was like, "Damn! If there's one thing really good about this film, it's these villains."
Oh yeah. That movie like legit scared the shit out of me, and the way they're just so sneaky about it. And you wouldn't think like a clown costume doesn't seem like it's quiet clothing. Like nothing about a clown's outfit seems quiet. So for him to be able to just like sneak on this bus and creep around while they're sleeping, like filming you while you're sleeping.
That's always, anytime you get filmed while you're asleep, that's creepy, man. Even if someone's staring at you while you're sleeping.
Yeah, Journey does that to me. I wake up and he's like in my face staring at me. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
All right,
let's get caught up real quick. Hold on. It's my all-time favorite clown, original Pennywise. Besides Ronald McDonald, it was my first clown to enter my life. You know what? Your generation, Lexi, Pennywise was the gateway into clowns and horror.
He was the gateway drug.
Yep. And there you go. See? Selena agrees. She's in that demographic. Cole Bobo from Out of the Dark is the creepiest clown to me. Was like clown and ventriloquist doll mix. You know what? Ventriloquist dolls are fucking. They creep me out.
Yeah.
Oh God, hell yeah! What was
All
that
right,
movie me and
hold
Lexi
on,
did?
What was the name again? Oh yeah, you got me, Cole. Joe, JR, you know.
Bobo from Out of the Dark is the creepiest clown to me. Oh my God, I forgot that. Bobo. Oh, you got me on that
Dude,
one.
clowns go back a while. I think clown to me from my understanding, the earliest recording of a clown in media was 1940ish around there. And GR, you should know this: the Joker, the man who laughs, and I'm not talking about DC.
The guy
who
original
inspired.
Yes.
Conrad Voight, right?
Think so.
It's
too bad Lindsay was jump on.
Yeah, she would know. But yeah, speaking about the Joker again, that was an evil motherfucker. But like, he got commercialized in the 70s and 80s, 60s, 70s and 80s. But once the Killing Joke came out, yeah, that's when he became the big bad. So I want to give an honorable mention to the man, the Joker. So
yeah.
I'm sorry, what were we?
Oh wait, you got a couple more.
You know what? Oh, I saw one here. Hold on. All right.
Yeah.
Don't forget Tiny from Tiny. There's a couple Tinies I know.
Scare Stiff TV.
I know Scare Stiff Tiny. Is that who she's talking about?
I think that's what she's talking about.
Scare Stiff. Just shout out to Doug. Yes. Yo. Shout out to Doug.
So Tiny is a character from a couple short films from Scare Stiff TV. Now
he's a multiple short.
Hopefully he's watching. Yeah, hopefully he's watching because he had multiple films, and me and Rick actually were in working behind the set in the last film they did with him. Tiny's last October.
Blast doing it.
Yes. It was Tiny's last October.
That's right. We gotta give a shout out to Tiny, bro. Come on. Right. Here we go. Twisted as well, although again. Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal. You're talking about
yeah,
Sweet Tooth.
You know what? That's a movie. Samoa Joe is playing Sweet Tooth. People will know about Sweet Tooth and Twisted Metal soon enough. Oh wait, I skipped on. Oh, okay. Stitches the Clown. Thank you. If you have not seen this film, some of the most outrageous kill scenes.
The dishwasher.
You've seen it, okay? Let me tell you, man. That's the movie we should cover sometime because it's worth it. Yes, Scary Stuff. Yeah. Good shout, Lexi's Tiny, man.
Yes.
I remember when we were filming the movie. JR was a man of many hats, man. He was doing the audio, the PA, where he was all over the place. But one of the actors, not in the Tiny one, but it was a different film. Same director. He got so much character that it actually scared JR, man. Your boy.
Oh, he did, man. Oh my God. No, he was playing awesome. Basically a killer, but he's getting into character.
Yeah,
pacing with a knife in his hand. I'm like, and I'm sitting there like, look, Reese, yo, this dude gets scared.
Yeah, because he said he had to get into the moment. So he's pacing back and forth. He's grunting. He's like, ugh. And we're like, me and Jared sitting there holding like lights and cables and shit. This guy's just walking back and forth. We're like, should we be scared of this guy? But yeah, real quick before the best kill scenes. Yeah, Stitches. I used a clip of that. Oh my God, where did I use it? I think it was Horror Fiend Driving Theater. One of my episodes, I used one of the kill scenes here because it was so over the top. I just had to show it some love, man.
Stitches, is that the one that with the guy that put the clown nose on? What was the one?
No, that's You told me he puts the nose on, he becomes a clown.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah.
No, that's.
What the hell is
wait, was that Stitches? I'm confused now. Wait. No. That is Hold on,
you know which one we're talking about, Tasha?
Let me look it up.
It's the clown. He basically
that's a good movie too. Actually,
acts like a clown, but he puts this clown nose on it. It stays stuck. He can't take it off, and he starts becoming like this horror clown.
Oh shit!
No, that
sounds almost like The Mask.
If anyone knows what this film is,
yes, Mato might know what it is.
Yeah, no, Stitches she's talking about is the one I'm talking about.
Oh no, but she might know which one it is.
Yeah. If you can help us out here.
Yes.
I forgot the name of that film, dude. It's a clown. I think it's called Clown, right? I think it's just called Clown. Look it up.
I gotta look it up.
Eli Roth produced it, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's gonna bother the crap out of me because that movie was freaking disturbing.
Mach, really? Pin 100. What up, Mach? My boy.
All right, what I'm looking.
What's up? What's up?
Rick,
what's up?
What's your second favorite clown?
We already touched upon it. It's gonna be my boy Art the Clown. Of course, come on, G. How are we gonna have a clown stream without me showing love to my boy Art the Clown, man? Come on. Now, what I love about this guy, I've been following Art. You introduced me to Art the Clown, which is funny. Terrifier. You said, man, Rick, watch Terrifier. Watch. I'm telling you, the gore in that movie. And I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. I saw it. Oh man, the first like a minute or two with that synthesized techno 80s theme going on. I'm like, oh my god, I love this already. And it just felt cheesy and cheap, which always elevates a horror film for me. So I went back in. I watched that. I watched All Hallows Eve, and I read about the very first Terrifier film, because he did Terrifier as a short before he made it into a feature, which he included that in All Hallows Eve.
Yes.
So I've been with Art since the beginning. Well, not since the beginning, but I went back and researched it. And he started off as just a human character. He was a human guy, puts on makeup, and he defecates all over bathroom walls, smears his shit all over the place, walks out, pisses people off. If you get into his face, he's gonna kill you. But then, of course, when Terrifier comes in the comics of that film, he becomes something else, man.
Yeah.
By the time Terrifier 2 comes along, he's more of a demonic entity at this point. You know what I'm saying? And he evolves. What I like about Art, he evolves with each appearance he's in. He's not a one-note character. And the fact he does not talk, and the charisma that exudes from his mannerisms and his everything about him, his facial expressions, man, like, he don't need to say one word and you're captivated. You cannot take your eyes off of this guy. And he brutalizes people. Like I said, he don't just kill you, bro. He fucks you up, man. Like, I mean, Terrifier 2, it is called the mega slasher for a reason. Mike Flanagan, shout out, my boy. I don't really know him, but he's my boy. He coined the mega slasher, and there is no better word for it. And Art the Clown carries that series because we've seen a lot of horror shit between me and you, JR.
Yeah.
Tasha's, you're a little younger than us. Well, a lot younger. But you have not seen the depravity me and this guy has been exposed to. And if a movie in 2022 it came out can affect me like that, now I wasn't scared, but I was like, wow, that's great. It pushes the envelope in creative ways. It's just not showing you something. It's doing it in a creative way, and Art has fun doing it. That's the funny part about it. You could tell he loves his job, and someone who loves their job you love to be around people like that. Because someone that's miserable, you don't want to be around people like that. But Art the Clown loves his job. He's not miserable. Don't fuck with him. But yeah, man, and they're adding lore to him now. Yeah. Between him and his co-stars, Terrifier 2 introduced Sienna and her brother. So you got these other characters you want to know more about, and they're connected with Art. We don't know yet, but he has so many layers. Again, he doesn't speak, and he first started off as a minor character in a short. He got put in an anthology where he bookshelved it. Now we got Terrifier as a feature and Terrifier 2, huge success, very minimal budget. Art the Clown's my number 2.
Not only that, though, we had a discussion after they butchered my boy here. I got the show on purpose because I knew we were going to bring up Art. And one of the conversations that we actually had on me and Rick and Joe were the fact that
Cole Pool, hold on. I'm sorry. I was Clown. Yeah.
It was Clown. Like horror needed the next icon to step into place. And being the fact that they destroyed Michael Myers in 3 crap movies. And we talked about how Art the Clown is the guy to take the baton and take horror to the next level.
And you know what's good about Art the Clown? Imagine if John Carpenter just kept making Halloween films in his vision. Damien Leone, one man, writer, director, is involved from the very beginning until now. So it's one guy's vision. It ain't people just throwing shit into the pot or big studios trying to change anything. What I like about it is these big studios now with Terrifier 3, you know he's gonna get paid more, bigger budget because they trust him. Yeah.
Does everybody see? What do you think about art? Oh, hold on, we got a couple more.
Yeah, let's get. Hold on, let me get to the
Yeah.
comments real quick. Hold on 1 second. Where did we leave off? Ladies and gentlemen, my boy. Dressed like clown for son's party and couldn't remove face. Yeah, that's it.
Clown.
That was it. Clown. Yep. Good. Just
I'll have
out,
to look
cool,
that one
cool. Oh, if you haven't seen it yet,
Yes.
Tasha, it's about this father who dresses as a clown for his son, but for some reason, after the fact, he cannot take the clown makeup off. The nose.
And he tried to take the nose off,
No.
and like, just watch it. I don't want to say anymore.
Just watch.
Watch it.
Stitches, a clown, is killed at a party and comes back from the dead, killing. Yeah, yep, that's
Yes.
it. Yeah, so we had him. Yes, we had him a bit mixed up, but that Stitches got one of the most. I'm telling you, bro. Some of the deaths in that film, bro. Yeah, it's pure slasher, 1000%. Damn. Yep. I love Art. Yes, I love Art the Clown. My favorite clown. We are friends now. Thank you for that comment.
The one scene that will forever stick with me from Art, and I don't know why, like as many memorable scenes as there have been in both of those movies, what will always get me is the first one where he's riding around on the tricycle, beeping the horn on the bike. Like it's just so ridiculous and so out of place. Like it just.
But that's Art. That's the
hilarious.
thing with Art. Like he is such a
amazing.
character. Like, GR, you seen Terrifier 2 yet?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, I don't want to spoil it. So the scene, the dream sequence when he comes in on the bike, same thing. He's all having fun, and all of a sudden he just pulls out a fucking an AK-47 or some shit, just unleashes it on everybody, man. It's such good shit.
That song was so catchy.
Yeah. Oh my god,
The Clown
I love that
Cafe.
song. The Clown Cafe. Speaking of one of my favorite people, we got Angel.
Angel.
Hola, muchacha. ¿Cómo está? All right, here we go. Angel. She's saying hello to Angel. Art is a maniac. Yes, Art is a certified movie maniac. Remember that show,
Yes.
GR?
Maniac.
There was a DVD called no, it was Boogeyman. No, he's a certified Boogeyman for sure. But there was another one. I think 1,000 Maniacs, but that could be a Robert Englund movie if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's the Robert Englund movie.
Hi, Lexi. Love. Green heart. Gia, how do you do the love thing? I can't do that. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, mine's kind of screwed up.
I don't got love in my heart, man. My heart is evil. My heart is love spelled backwards. Rick got me and my hubby into Art the Clown in the last year. Yes. Art the GR got me into art, and I loved getting other people into art.
Gotta spread art around.
And the funny thing is, me and GR talked about Scared Stiff and working as PAs. That's where he introduced me to art. It was during one of those films, man. That was awesome. Tasha, you have to see. Yeah, Clown is great. Yeah, Clown is underrated.
Yes.
Underrated. Or what's the word if no one knows about it? No.
No, it's a hidden gem. It's a hidden gem.
People should watch it. Watch it. It's such a different concept, and you feel for the main character. You really do.
Yeah.
And one more from Angel. Gotta go record. All right, Angel, have a good one. Thank you for stopping by. We'll see you soon. All right, let's keep the party rolling.
No,
All
you know
right,
what
GR,
too about for me though with art was the fact that the first time I saw him was that scene in the diner.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just sitting there, and the two girls are across the way. The fact that the facial mannerisms, that freaked me out. The first thing I thought, you know what?
If you go back and look at the way his facial expressions keep changing with every shot when it keeps going back to him.
I would have walked out that diner.
So fast.
This is one thing about horror movies. I don't get what people do. I know, they have
Hold on, Jared. Before you get into that, if you're a New Yorker, you see that shit all the fucking time. You see worse. So if you see a guy in a clown makeup in a pizzeria, you're probably be like, whatever. Man,
that dude was like 6 foot tall though. That's a big clown. I would have been running. I would have made it to like Long Island or New Jersey. I ain't stopping, man.
Yeah, I feel you, brother.
Nah, for me, my second favorite clown is one that basically doesn't really move, doesn't really talk. The clown from Hell House LLC.
Oh, good shout. Now,
That is a good one.
I know we reviewed that film, and the ending kind of take it or leave it. I know you and Joe were not fond of the ending, and the
Right.
sequels. Let's not speak about
No.
those. But yes, go ahead, Joe. I want to hear what you got to say about this.
Yes, the fact that they bring this clown as a prop, and he looks creepy, and they were like, the first time they set him down, they thought like, there was somebody in him, but there was nobody in him. It was just the way they did him. But when you have the character who's sleeping and gets out of bed and goes downstairs, and that fucking clown is this. No, that was the second time he saw him. The first time he saw him was when he was walking around.
He's just chilling. Yeah, he's always somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's like somebody was picking him up and moving him.
And then he heard a noise, and then when he looked, the clown's just standing right there and stuff. And yes, that clown,
my boy right there.
For it's not to be a character or prop, that clown was scary as crap.
Bro.
Because
I love the scene when the guy was looking at him, he turns away, and when he comes back, he's staring right at him.
Those get me every time.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, good shit. I love that character.
And the thing is, what got me mad is they could have used him more, because there's another scene where they're running and it looks like he's almost chasing him. He's moving. I think that was in the second one.
Yeah, I don't remember that in the first one.
Yeah,
he never moved in the first one. He moved, but you didn't see him. He just teleported off screen.
But yeah, I mean, that clown's the first time I watched that movie. I'll be honest, man. I was like, holy crap, man. Yeah, I was. It shook me. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. And I'm hard to shake, but I don't know, man. The fact that a clown that didn't move, didn't talk, nothing, was able to pull that off.
What's great? What's so good about that film is that if you really get into it, right, you feel like you're actually watching an actual documentation of these characters going into this house, or what? It was a house, right? Hotel.
It's hotel. Abaddon.
And they want to turn it into a haunted attraction. And me and GR, just before that, we worked at a haunted attraction as PAs. We worked on the films. Tiny's last Halloween.
October.
Right? What?
I think it was Tiny's last October.
Yes, Tiny's last October. So we worked on it. So going into it, watching it, if it's good and the acting it feels natural and not scripted, you get into it. So when you see scenes like that, they're so much more effective, bro.
Yes. And what do you guys do? Tasha, what you thought about that clown?
Do what? You cut out.
What did you think about that clown?
With LLC?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Especially the ones that aren't supposed to be moving. Stuff like that. Anytime somebody in a found footage movie is like creeping around with a flashlight and they turn away, even if you know it's coming, when they turn back around and it's right there, there's no way to avoid that jump. It's gonna happen.
All right, so we talked about a second. Nah, I'm good now. I see when it freezes, so I'm good.
No, you're good. You haven't frozen. You're good. Motherfucker, if you do that shit one more time. Listen, one more thing real quick. Now that House on Sorority Row, have you seen that movie?
I have.
Speaking of clowns, it's a movie that's supposed to, if you watch like Black Christmas, for example, it's the best example of what that film is like. The reveal that the actual killer was a clown who lived in the attic. We're doing clowns, so I don't want to just focus on like Pennywise and our people.
Right.
We want to show love to all these different clowns throughout cinema. And that one there was like surprising, like holy shit, I was not expecting that. I'm digressing, but I just wanted to show some love. So.
No, if you want to show love to a clown that like that, what about the clown in Poltergeist?
Yeah, that's a legit clown. That's a doll.
Yes.
Nothing creeps me out more than a doll, and that motherfucker. I know Lexi's a huge Poltergeist fan, and so is Angel. I think Angel's her favorite film, if I'm not mistaken. So. Yeah, and it's very. The thing is, the remake took that same clown, overdid it. They just again, it's not that it's terrible, but you go back and look at the original puppet used, the doll. That's how you do it. You don't try and make it scary. You make it simple. A regular simple doll is more creepier than a doll that's made to look sinister.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
absolutely.
I mean, yeah, that clown in the remake, I take the clown of in Scary Movie 2 over that clown.
Yeah, it was just when it's
I had to throw out that clown because that scene is hysterical. Scary Movie
well,
2.
recently on our Hellhole review, we talked about the demon where they just overly it
Yes.
looked great, but they overdid it, and it takes you out of it. So in a sense, with this clown, they try to make it look amazing, but at the same time, it don't look natural. You know.
No.
Here we go, Gr. Here we go. Don't forget the last circus. I don't know. I haven't
I
seen
haven't
that.
watched that one yet.
Yeah. You may have to elaborate, or we could talk later about that. But yeah, if it's good, I will watch it. I will watch
Oh,
it.
hell yeah.
Sergio and Javier, the happy and the sad clowns. Is that the same film you're talking about?
Yeah, I never watched that one.
Yeah,
haven't
you
watched
got
that
me.
one.
Yeah, Lexi. Let us know about that one. How about you seen April Fool's, Gr? That horrible fucking 80s slasher.
Yeah.
You know, the guy again dressed up as a clown. Like, really?
Even the movie, the found footage one, Haunt. Remember that?
Oh, that was good.
Yes.
I don't know if you might not like. I think that movie was freaking excellent.
You haven't watched that one, Lex? I mean, Tasha?
I don't. It sounds familiar, and I feel like
It's
I've probably flipped past it on
I
Tubi.
think it's on
maybe.
Netflix, right? Is that Netflix still, or
Is it?
it's
No,
on one
I
of those
think
streaming
it's
services?
on Shudder.
No, I saw it before Shutter. I think. You have Shutter, Tasha?
Yeah.
Oh, check
absolutely.
Shutter. Check Shutter.
Yeah, it's basically this group of like people who they go and they film extreme haunts,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and they just go into
Here we go. Here we go.
like yes.
Bam.
Oh,
Haunt
Tally's seen it.
is amazing. Grindhouse.
Yes.
Yes. You know I love. If you watch our videos, you know I love Grindhouse. So.
No, the
What's
kills
up?
in there are great. I mean,
What's up?
it is a good movie, and then when you get the reveals of the behind the mask,
It's cool. Don't give it
crazy.
away, but yeah,
No.
it's
Nah, that's as far as I go.
it's a smart film. Talk to her 1 second. Give me one moment, Gio.
All right. No, yeah, I mean, like Haunt, you got to watch it, especially if you're like you're a found footage fan.
I feel like, I mean, it sounds really familiar. I mean, obviously that's a common word in horror, but I feel like I've looked at it a couple of times, like scrolling past it. So
the cover is just a clown's mask.
It's a generic cover.
Yeah,
You probably
it's
pass
generic.
by it because it's not
Doesn't stand out.
original. It's not creative. It's just a guy's mask.
Yeah.
But trust me, it's if you like clowns and you like horror, like is that a slasher? What would you consider that, Gio?
We'll say
I mean, a lot of people get
borderline
killed in it,
slasher. It's
but-
borderline slasher.
But it's a slasher. But it just got a little bit.
It's
of
not
a
to the
storyline.
extreme, yeah, because
It's got a little storyline with the
Right.
characters, so you do get connected to
Yes.
the characters.
Mhm.
It reminds you a little bit of like the what was that old movie with the freaking oh my god, the guy who the kid who lived inside the carnival. And he was killing people. He was like,
Oh yeah, that's the Toby Hooper did that. Jesus
what's
Christ.
the name of that one? Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, you're killing me. It's just Toby. I know this, Jesse. You put me on the spot. That's why I forgot. I watched this movie so many times. He's disfigured, right?
Yeah, and they remade it, and it was in
Yeah,
this
the
good
Funhouse.
Funhouse.
The Funhouse.
Funhouse.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the Funhouse, people, watch it. Toby Hooper, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He did
Yes.
Poltergeist, right? Toby Hooper.
I think he
No,
did.
who did-
No.
Who did Poltergeist? I thought it was Toby Hooper for some reason.
You know, it's funny. Tasha's sitting here, and her list is getting longer and longer.
I know. Like, thanks, guys.
All
I
right, who
feel
did,
like he was supposed to be involved.
Yes,
in
he
the first one.
did. He did do Poltergeist.
Did he?
Ricky Grimes, holla at your boy. Yo.
Oh man, no, Haunt. Yeah, Haunt is good. Definitely watch Haunt.
Yeah.
Funhouse is good. And let's jump right into our favorite clown in a horror movie, Ricky Grimes. Who's your number one?
Before we go into that, I want to give one honorable mention. It's not a horror movie per se, but it's a children's cartoon disguised. Oh, it's an adult cartoon disguised as a children's cartoon. I'm talking about Scooby-Doo. The ghost clown in Scooby-Doo always creeped me out as a kid. Jesus Christ. Kid. The ghost clown in Scooby-Doo, man. GR, you watched Scooby Doo as a kid?
I do watch.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Ricky_Grimes97 Instagram. Check out my post I did today. If you haven't seen this clown, he's always creeping out because he looked like he would tear some shit up if he was in an actual horror film. But yeah, he creeped me out as a kid. I will always say Scooby Doo. That's an adult series, man. It ain't for kids, bro. But my favorite clown, man, GR. I'm gonna give you one guess. You probably thought it was Art the Clown, didn't you?
I honestly thought it was Art the Clown. To be
Right,
honest.
One guess. If you can't guess, let me know.
All right. See, I want to say Pennywise.
I just wanted an excuse to get a sip of beer, honestly, but
Yeah, I want to say Pennywise, but
no, not even close.
I feel like it's the one sitting right next to him in the background there.
I talked about Rudy already.
Oh, that's right.
All right, I will tell you. Ready? My brother. Captain fucking Spaulding.
You know what? I kind of
Oh,
thought about it a little bit.
Hey. Oh my God!
nice.
Yes. Now, bro. All right. What happened, Tasha? You scared me.
Oh my God. I totally forgot that I had another one I wanted to bring up.
We
Oh,
got
you
time.
can bring it
Oh,
up.
we got
You
you. All right.
Doomhead, 31.
Damn. You know what's funny about Doom? I put 31, and when you see the thumbnail, he's on there. Not Doomhead,
Yeah.
but 31. I'm glad he brought that up. He came very close to being in my top.
That
Doomhead,
monologue at the
Richard
beginning.
Brake, for one thing. If you don't, GR, you know who we're talking about?
Do
You watched 31? Rob Zombie's 31?
I only watched it once, so
Okay.
Yeah.
Doomhead was played by Richard Brake, who played the original Night King in Game of Thrones. You know him there.
Yes.
He was also, of course, in 3 from Hell. He was in Halloween 2. He's all of Rob Zombie's stuff. Barbarian. He played Frank. He was in Barbarian. Good shout.
He's like my horror villain.
He's so
crush.
good. He's one of these actors to me that's so
love him.
underappreciated. He played a clown essentially, but if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But he played it with such intensity, man. That opening scene in 31. If you don't want to watch the movie, just watch the opening scene.
Monologue, man.
That monologue was incredible. And when he walks in, when the door opens and the shadows come in, and you see a shadow and he walks in, that's all in camera. No CGI, no special effects, all in camera. And he walks all the way to you, and he's talking to the guy tied up. Yeah, Doomhead, Tasha, good fucking call. He came very close to me mentioning it. I'm glad he brought it up.
I'm so mad I almost forgot him.
Hey, no, you got it. But to be back on track, Captain Spaulding, man, what Sid Haig brought to this character was he chewed up every single second of screen time that Rob Zombie allowed him to have, because this guy was so entertaining, man. I don't understand like how he was able to pull that off in a sense. Like, he was funny as fuck, but at the same time he could flip a switch and be scary as fuck just by his facials. Not, you don't gotta say a word, just his facials, the way he emotes with his face. He was in the House of 1,000 Corpses, which I love Rob Zombie, but that's not one of my favorite films. I love Captain Spaulding in it. I love him in it. And his transformation from that one-dimensional character to the Devil's Rejects, where they actually added humanity to him. Like, you saw him without the makeup. Bro, like, this is a character that's infamous in cinema to me. Captain Spaulding is something that you're never going to see again. Sid Haig was a once-in-a-lifetime actor. I don't think no one else could do it the way he did it. And he's funny, again, scary, violent. You feel sorry for him at times. Like, he gives you so many emotions, both good and bad, that you can't take your eyes off him when he's on the screen. And his brother was played by my boy Ken Foree, one of my favorite fucking actors. I just love it. Captain Spaulding is my all-time favorite clown in horror, because he was not just a clown, but a human being, bro.
Oh, his mannerisms were amazing. He goes from serious to joking.
Bro,
that one scene with the girl in the car, the woman in the car, where he carjacked the car.
Yeah, the House of 1,000 Corpses. Just put the DVD in and just don't play the movie, but watch him. He comes in, he insults you for not hitting play already. He leaves, comes back, he's like, "You still here, motherfucker? What the fuck are you doing? Press play already!" You know, he's just so entertaining, man. He's incredible, man. Rest in peace, Sid Haig, man. He's missed. It sucks that his part was cut and Free from Hell because of his health conditions. But Richard Briggs, he stepped in, and I mean, as he killed it to me. I
love him so much.
Yes, me too. I mean, Tasha, me and you, we're on the same spectrum with that actor, man. I think more people should know about him because no one knows. He's the original Night King. Come on, that one scene when he goes like this to Jon Snow, all White Walkers rise. That's him, bro. So yeah, but go back to Spalding. Yeah, he's my favorite.
That's a good choice. That's solid.
Thank you.
We have a couple.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got it. I got you, Joe. I got it. Do your thing, Joe. I got this.
No, hold on. I gotta look up who she recommended. What the hell is that?
All right, well, you do that. I'll continue on. All right, it's on HBO Max now. She's talking about The Last Circus, so I will check that out. Thank you for that. I love
definitely
discovering the shit.
Yes,
we got this one already. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Hey, Kristen. Yeah. Hey, Kristen, did you you were on vacation with Joe the psychologist, right? If so, let us know. How was your time over there, man? I'm jealous, man. I'm over here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. These guys are living it up in the Bahamas or wherever. Killjoy, the demonic clown. Killjoy.
I actually have it here. It actually looks pretty cool.
What the Joe? We can't see that, man. Oh, that's Killjoy? Yeah, I can't tell. It's all blurry. What?
I'll have to look that one up too.
Yeah, it actually looks crazy, man. Never watched that one.
Yes, 31 is one of Rob Zombie's most underappreciated films, in my opinion. I think it's got a bad rap. I think 31 is freaking a great time.
The characters,
you know what
as
it
a
is?
whole.
That I think he had Devil's Rejects. Then he had Lords of Salem, which was
it was okay. I didn't mind that one.
Which one?
Lords of Salem.
Yes, it was good. The ending
has some
the ending lost me.
Ending seemed to ruin most of his.
Yeah. But then 31 came out, and I think it was kind of lost in the shuffle a bit because of Lords of Salem. But I think 31 it's a fantastic film. I think Richard Briggs Doomhead carried that film. The ending, Aerosmith's Dream On, Doomhead versus Sherry Moon Zombie's character. I forgot her name, but that ending, man, Rob Zombie knows how to use music, just like James Gunn and Quentin Tarantino. He knows when to place these tracks. I still watch Scooby. Yeah, yo, Scooby Doo, man. I'm telling you, I grew up on that, bro. Shaggy and Scooby, yo, my boys. Yo, I need to smoke a pot with them.
That would be one I would be very curious to see them try to make into an actual horror movie.
Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Well, you know the Scooby Doo film that came out. James Gunn, you know James Gunn. Everyone, he wrote that. He wrote it. He wrote that movie.
Oh, really?
Yes. So a lot of the humor he put in was cut out. Like he had a lot of like weed jokes, a lot of like Velma sexual jokes. A lot of that stuff was cut out because James Gunn how he is as a writer and director. But it was a lot better in script form than what it was actually portrayed on film. Unfortunately,
I can believe that.
That's how it is. He was great in House, but Devil's Rejects is my favorite Rob Zombie film. Me too, man. Yes. Devil's Rejects. I did a horror film drive-in theater on it. Oh my god, Devil's Rejects. To me, if we're gonna talk about movies that are better than the originals, sequels-wise, I always go horror-wise. Devil's Rejects kills House of a Thousand Corpses, man.
Freebird.
Yes, that ending. It took House of a Thousand Corpses and grounded it, and that's why it's so good. They got rid of Dr. Satan and all that silliness. So
that's what completely messed the movie up for me. The minute they went into that whole underground,
but you know what's good about that? Rob Zombie knew that too.
Yeah,
he knew. He learned. That didn't work. And he gave us the Devil's Rejects.
That pissed me off. I'm like, why are you doing it? Why are you going this direction?
That was stupid. Cole, what I would really like to see is a really good female clown. Women has so much more potential for the crazy. Now, aside from Harley
Quinn?
No, not Harley Quinn. Bruce Wayne's mother. What's her name? Martha Wayne. When she became the Joker in a Elseworlds story, she became Joker. But other than that, yeah, you're right. There's not that many females. And 31 had a female. what's her name? She was in The Devil's Rejects. She was the voice of one of the Rugrats. Geez, her name escapes me, but yeah, she was a female clown in that movie. But
You know what I think Cole just did? She challenged us, Rick.
what?
She challenged us to make a film with a female clown lead.
Cole Poe? Wait, Cole Poe's a female?
Yes.
Get out of here.
Cole Poe's a female.
I kept calling him a he this whole time. You never told me?
That's
You're
what I did.
lying.
That's what I did.
I can't say my boy Cole Poe.
Like my homie. Yeah, you almost made me spill out my coffee, man.
Poor Ricky.
I'm so sorry, Cole Poe. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I get for assuming. I apologize. All right, GR, come on, let's keep it
Oh
moving.
no. So Tasha, what's your number one?
So it's kind of a hot take because I know there's a lot of back and forth between the original and the new one, but Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise.
It's not a hot take. He trumps it, in my opinion.
He's better.
Thank
Man.
you. I
He's
love
better.
him so much, and he's just got so much personality. And
The eyes.
yes,
do it.
he's got the crazy eyes too.
Yeah, that's real. That's not CGI.
I watch It Chapter 2 that's my comfort movie is I come home and I put that on and just watch it like over and over and over again. I think he is I feel like he's slowly gaining the appreciation that he definitely deserves for the different kind of, I know he's supposed to be in the Crow remake.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how that's going to go, but
no doubt.
he is so absorbed into his characters and just does such a phenomenal job, and the voices and everything. I loved him great. I mean, he obviously, the original Pennywise is scary as fuck too, but
I can't get into that miniseries. It just feels like a soap opera to me. Like I
It's the
know
time.
GR and Joe loves it.
It's because of the times.
I
though.
know you're right.
Yeah.
It is. And they got commercials, and they got to format it to commercials, and it's not gonna be as violent. Because if you read that Stephen King, first of all, that thing is like it's a Bible.
it's like an encyclopedia set,
and everything that's in that book doesn't even make it into the remake. That's how bad it is. So
yeah,
the original miniseries never hooked me. Never had interest until they made the remake. The first It with Skarsgård. That's when I'll watch it because to this day I never seen the series. Can't get into it. But the movie now, Skarsgård. And before I get into that though, I'm not taking nothing away from Tim Curry. I think his portrayal was good from what I saw. I don't mean that as an overall film though. The way it's formatted for TV, and that's what I can't get into. But yeah, good shot on that. I mean, I would put Pennywise up there. I don't do it because I like to give other characters who don't get enough shine the benefit of the doubt. But.
No, there's a challenge.
What's
So Rick,
that?
we have to work on something.
What? Yes.
Cool. Yep. We will work on that script, and you know what? After we work on that script, we'll get your thoughts about it.
Oh my God! See, so it's BR's fault. It's BR's fault. I'm like, yo, my boy Cole, fucker over here. I apologize. I'm sorry.
She's cool. She's fun. She would have said something a long time ago. So.
I don't want to.
That's good.
No, you know what's crazy though? Did you ever watch his audition tape for that character?
Yeah, it's crazy.
No.
Watch his audition tape.
I bet that's phenomenal.
Oh my God. He sells it. He sells it so good in one shot.
The best part about it that the infamous eye scene was supposed to be CGI. And he's like, wait a minute, no, I could do that. They're like, what? I could do it. They're like, show me. And he turns his eyes like, and they're like, oh my God, okay, say no more. And this is legit. They told him, you just saved us thousands and thousands of dollars. Right now.
I bet. He'd be like, cool, you can put it in my paycheck.
But you know what's the difference between both of them is Tim Curry's dialogue was very good. So as a character Pennywise, he was great for for what he did.
Yeah.
The thing is with Skarsgård, the fact that he does all those facial mannerisms. I mean, I'm sorry, the creepiest part in the first it was when he's talking to the kid. I forgot what his name. Billy's brother, the one that
Georgie.
When he's playing with him, and he just stops laughing, puts that serious face. I'm like, you know what, man? I would have been screaming. I would have probably pissed my pants, and but that one scene, he just stops and just starts staring like, oh my god, this dude's freaking scary as hell. But
yeah, the second one that always gets me is when the girl goes underneath the bleachers.
Yeah, that was so sad.
Yeah, they killed the kid. That's all right though. I'll take that one because within the context of the film, it did make sense. It wasn't done just for shock value. That's just who that character is. So yeah, it's cool.
I don't think that he's I think what people don't understand about him, he takes these roles and he runs away with them.
That's what I love. Hemlock Grove. You talked about that.
Hemlock Grove. Yeah,
one of the best werewolf transformations that goes unnoticed.
Yes.
No one knows about that.
I still need to see that too.
It's no Howling or American Werewolf in London, but it's very original. Very original.
Hemlock Grove, Castle Rock. He was amazing in it. Second season was okay. Have you seen Castle Rock yet? It's on Hulu. Basically, takes Stephen King's universe and put it into a small town.
Kind of like Haven.
So you have the Shawshank.
So Derry exists in Castle Rock. You're saying?
It didn't get to that point where it was existing, but you had the Shawshank prison in there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You
That's right. He wrote that. That's right.
Yes.
That is a King.
You had mentions of Cujo.
Yeah.
I
watched them. I watched them once.
One of the characters in the storyline was I think granddaughter or niece of Jack Nicholson's character in The Shining. So you tied all these. You have basically Kathy Bates' character of Misery. She was in there too. So you have basically his universe tied into this. Yeah, freaking Salem's Lot brought into it. Tommy Knockers, a little bit of everything.
That's another one that I would love to see a modern take on is Tommy Knockers.
Pennywise, yeah. Who wouldn't want Pennywise as a friend?
No. Tommy Knockers is good. You know which one I would love to see a remake of even better is Sometimes They Come Back, because that's a very underrated Stephen King film. Have you seen that one, Rick?
No. I heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Years ago.
You would like that.
It's an 80s film, right?
It's an 80s film.
Yeah.
But it's one of his, and the thing is, it takes place in Stratford.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it has to be somewhere in the East Coast because
it takes place in Stratford, and basically the characters were buried in Milford.
Are they there now?
No, in the storyline.
Oh,
the storyline of the film.
Okay.
No, but yeah. So
but yeah, you never got to your guy, bro.
Well, I was gonna do Pennywise, but that was a little bit, obvious. But I think one of the characters I like, and I'm not big into I haven't watched too much American Horror Stories. I only watched 3 seasons.
If you were gonna mention, I was gonna bring him up. So.
But that clown,
Twisty the Clown,
and
Twisty the
Freak Show. Oh my god, that before art came around, that was the creepiest clown on television, hands down. Just the way he looked, and it was beyond scared the crap out of me. And the fact that he had that difference
was he had a mask because he was missing. I'll let you get into it. I'm sorry.
He had the mask and with the smirk on his face. But then when he finally took off the mask, it's just he's missing his fucking jaw. But what I like about it is the storyline behind it too. So here you have a serial killer / was he dead undead in that?
I don't think so.
He was alive.
He was just a serial killer basically.
Yeah.
Who lived in what's that little
that bus?
In the freaking woods and stuff. But yeah, that clown was scary as crap, and he was good. And once again, I kind of put Pennywise aside, but clowns that don't talk in horror movies are a lot more scary than ones that do. Besides, Bill Skarsgård. But that was amazing.
Let's give a shout out. John Carroll Lynch, who played Twisty, was awesome, bro.
Yes.
If you're a Walking Dead fan, he played Eastman. So that's what a drastic change in characters. But yeah, man, Twisty the Clown. when I first watched, that was season 4, Freaks, right?
Yeah.
Freak show.
Yeah.
When he first showed up and he just brutalizes that couple, like, oh man, and
Yeah.
you think, okay, that's the major character in this series, but it wasn't. But when you saw his backstory, it made you understand his motive a bit more, and I think that's really important in connecting to a character, whether it be a hero or a villain. I hate one-dimensional villains that just wants to take over the world. If you could convince me that what you're doing and saying is, in your mind, it's the right choice, and you have a valid argument, then I could get behind that. And I think Twisty, even though he was a fucking murderer, but he fucked you up, but you understood what warped him into this character, and the fact that you still felt a shred of compassion for this character, as bad as he was. That's the telling of a good character right there. Good writing.
Yeah.
Good shot, Jared. Yeah,
No,
I'm glad you brought him up, because I was gonna bring him up as an honorable mention if no one else did. But I think that character deserves some shine, bro. As a clown, horror clown, bro. Woo! Twisted the clown, and his makeup was amazing.
Yeah.
Take over for a minute. Just gotta use the bathroom real quick.
Yes, sir. What are we doing?
Honorable mentions.
All right. So, Tasha, do you have any honorable mentions that you want to discuss right now?
I feel like Doomhead is my biggest one. Although, I mean, in 31, there's so many different.
They got
clown
the midget Nazi guy in there. He was a Spanish guy too. It had to be a Spanish Nazi.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, what the hell is this, man? But
they took that and ran so well with it, with all of the characters.
Yeah.
I was so excited when I stumbled on that movie, and I only watched it because I found out Richard Brake was in it.
Really?
And
that's why you watched it? Yeah. You know what? What's funny is I did it. All right. Richard Brake was in Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie one, as one of the ambulance drivers who crashes into that cow. You see Halloween 2, right?
Yeah.
So remember the ambulance? Remember the ambulance when it crashes into the cow? He's the guy on the passenger side. He's telling that weird story about sexual in the windows or whatever. I forgot what it was, but I know it was sexual.
Oh shit.
Him and the driver are going back and forth. And they crash, and then Michael Myers comes around with a broken glass and slices his throat. That's Richard Brake. That's why I first saw him. I first saw him there. Yeah. I first saw him there, and then when he was as Doomhead, yeah, man, he was excellent in that role.
Yeah, Barbarian was like my favorite movie last year. So even though like he had such a relatively small part as Frank when it comes to how much time he actually spent on screen and stuff. Yeah. You know, the time that he did spend on screen, he's just so good at playing that creep.
Yep.
It's just.
I want to go back to that opening monologue, though. I think more people need to see that because he's so scary, so intimidating, so intimidating. Doomhead, if you haven't seen it, 31. I know people, Rob Zombie, either you love him or you hate him. There is no in between. I love Rob Zombie as a person, as a musician, as a director. He's one of us. He's if you forget his image, he is one of us. And I think his taste in horror, the fact that he's loyal to all the actors, he brings all the same actors around. And he met Richard Brake, and now ever since the Halloween film, he was in every single one of his fucking movies somehow. So.
I love it.
And then when Sid Haig went down, he called Richard Brake to come in. Those are big shoes.
Those big shoes to fill. Yeah.
Welcome back, Joe.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And I think like part of that monologue, and kind of with clowns in general, is because they're not necessarily seen as being mentally stable. There's nothing more terrifying to me than a killer without a motive. Yeah. Like in The Strangers and stuff like that, when people are just going around killing for the hell of it, like
oh, absolutely,
that is 10 times more terrifying to me. And clowns just
clown.
Like, I mean, what motive? I mean, they kind of, hopefully they don't, I'm hoping that they don't go crazy with Terrifier 3. And like, I want backstory, but I don't want, part of what scared me so much about Art is that he didn't seem to have motive. Yeah. He's one of those that's just,
you don't know.
You were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
You mentioned motive. So, what I'm worried about is, and this scared me for part 2. Terrifier 2 is over 2 hours. Like, oh my god, I hate movies. horror films over an hour and 45 minutes to me. Hour and 30 is a sweet spot. Hour and 45, I could take it. Bro. 2 hours.
Yeah.
And when I saw Terrifier, to me, it never felt long. So that's
Yeah,
that's
they kept it moving along.
Yeah, that's an indication of a good script and good direction and good editing, because it all falls in the editing. But I'm afraid that he's probably go even longer with part 3. So
Yeah, that would.
yeah, man, took a piss. Bro?
Yeah.
What the fuck? How did you take a piss so fast, bro? Do you fucking wipe yourself?
Got the toilet right here. No,
What the fuck is that? It's the kid in white.
I just moved the seat over. No. You know what? If you don't know by now, I'm a found footage, fanatic. So I always look for found footage to watch. But there was one that was called Behind the Sightings. I don't know if you.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I saw it.
That sounds familiar.
That's based on the clown. You mentioned it earlier, Tasha, about the clown sightings.
Oh, the clown panic.
It's based on
Yes.
that. Yeah.
It was based on
really?
that. So it's all this found footage about clowns appearing, attacking people and stuff, and it's all like different people recording it. But what got me mad is they had a lot of potential with this film, and they dropped the ball on it because they showed all these attacks happening all over the place. But when they try to censor the story, you already lost the story in the process. But like the clowns in that one was creepy because actually, remember that people were just dressing like clowns. If you drove by, they started chasing you and stuff like that. But yeah, it was
I would die.
Love him. He is great. Oh, everyone loves JR. He is great. That's why he's the boss.
No, but
I think she's talking about who.
She's talking about Bill Skarsgård.
Skarsgård, okay.
Yeah, it's talking about Bill Skarsgård. But yeah, definitely. Like I was mad because like I said, it was a found footage film, potential to be great, especially. I mean, how could you mess up clowns? And the fact that they dropped the ball big time on it just like pissed me off because I was looking forward to. I was actually going to do a review on it. I didn't want to crap on it so bad because
found footage fans hated that movie. Which is weird because I saw it and I did see the potential, bro. I did.
Yeah.
Because I didn't hate it as much as everyone else did, but I was more let down. Like, damn, you had a good concept and you fucking ruined it.
They destroyed it, man. I was so pissed off.
Yeah,
how do you mess that up?
It makes me so mad when they do that. When it's there and then it just ends up out of reach because they just don't.
Because they don't know how to handle it. And now talking to Cole, I think we need to do that film, Rick.
Yeah,
do it right, man. Show them
Lost of Found.
Oh yeah, it has to be found.
It has to be Lost of Found.
It has to be found footage. If it's not found footage, we're not doing it right.
Yeah.
Nah, definitely we should do
You
it.
heard it here first. Lost or Found. Look out for that episode.
That's right.
Who brought that movie up? You did, Joe, right?
Which one? Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was talking about us reviewing it, but I was like, never mind. Nobody reviewing it. It's not worth a review.
I remember that. Yeah, it's the movie's hated. Within the found footage community, it's notorious as far as.
I mean, what are the things that we have for as honorable mentions?
I mean, man, I already spoke all of my honorable mentions. I think because you know me, I could talk, so I cut people off. Yo, you ever heard that movie called Xtro? XTRO?
No,
it's older film. It has a dwarf clown in it, bro.
Oh, those are creepy. I hate it.
Me and Tasha were talking about the dwarf in 31. He was a Spanish Nazi.
What's that? That was creepy as hell, man.
Oh. Okay, if any of us don't make it to tomorrow, we know.
Oh God!
He had to bring a dwarf clown.
Aliens.
I talked about the Spanish Nazi clown. What was that?
I don't know.
I don't like that.
That wasn't me.
Nervous.
Also, if you want another clown, old school. Now we're talking about that. The Twilight Zone had an episode. It was the 5 characters in search of an exit, which one of those characters was a clown. I don't want to say too much about it. It's about 5 random people in the situation that they just woke up from. But again, it's Twilight Zone, so it's a lot of crazy shit. Yeah, so if we're talking, I'm just trying to think of a clowns that.
You know which was another creepy clown in House That October Built. Remember when they parked and and there was a guy like they started a fire, and this guy just walked in, his face painted.
Yeah.
Hey, he sat down with them,
Hey, what's up, man? What's up?
and they were like, and then which one of them made a joke about him, and he was like, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" And it got so dead quiet and serious. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that
It's
movie.
so uncomfortable.
Are you gonna watch the second one?
I don't know. After what you said earlier, I feel like I'm best just
No,
leaving it
watch.
be.
We're talking houses, right? Octoberville.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch. You know what? It's not bad. It's just, you know what it is about the. I won't say. It's not as bad as the LLC sequels.
Yeah.
Not as bad. It's still in the same vein of guys going around filming their, but it gets a little contrived where you're like, really? Like,
It's just the continuity of it.
yes,
The way they ended and the way
yes.
first started.
It's like two different directors and writers.
Pissed you off. You're like, why?
The loud sound came off my TV and skipped. Yeah, what was that?
I don't know what that was, man. Rick, you had to mention freaking dwarf Nazi clowns.
No, a Spanish dwarf Nazi clown. He was Spanish, he was also a Nazi and just happened to be a dwarf. So, hey, man.
Is that how many clowns have been in zombie movies?
Day of the Dead, which me and Joe just did on Brains and Brews, episode 6. Catch it on YouTube. Hit our channel up. Subscribe and like our content if you haven't already. Day of the Dead had a zombie clown in it. Some clowns. It wasn't big. He was in the background. He's like, oh, look, it's a clown. One thing with George Romero, with his zombies, they all got occupations. If you notice, there's a mechanic zombie, there's a clown zombie, there's a guy that came up from the morgue, there's a naked zombie, there's a hooker zombie. There was a clown zombie, but other than that, yeah, that's all I could think of.
I always wondered that. I was like, have I seen any clown zombies
There probably is a zombie movie that has to do with a circus that all the clowns be turned to zombies. If it hasn't, GR, write it, shit.
I know, we could rant. The funny thing is, I know somebody who...
Dude, what the hell?
That noise, I don't know what that noise was.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that was.
I don't know where it came from. Like, all right.
Shit was weird, but...
I'm making sure all my doors are locked tonight.
How was it coming from me? I didn't do anything. Let me see something. Nope. It was in the phone. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Man, that would have been a perfect, like horror right there. Man, we should use that.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
I definitely use that. It wasn't coming from me. I'm trying to think what others.
Well, hey, if you're horror. Okay, there's a lot of clowns, but if we talk strictly horror, man, it just goes back. Tiny Tim. Remember him, Tiny Tim, the actor?
Yes.
Not the little guy, but he was in. There was a movie he was in. I forgot the name of it. He played a deranged clown. This was an old fucking movie. It was a horrible film, but he had a presence in that film. It's so old, man. I don't want to even get into it. But yeah, Tiny Tim, please play the fucking pretty fucked up clown too.
So Tasha, while we're trying to think more clown films, everybody know about the Sinister Scoop. It's basically something you started. The Sinister Scoop, yeah.
Yes, it is my baby. And recently I asked, I don't know, have you guys done anything with Kat Velour?
She's gonna
she's supposed to be coming on one of our episodes.
Yeah, she's gonna be featured on our show soon. Yeah.
Yes.
So I just asked her a few weeks ago how she would feel about stepping up to partner, because if she hadn't enabled me as hard as she did, it probably wouldn't have been a thing. And she's been super helpful with everything. So we've got a couple of new reviewers. Tali, she's one of them that was popped up in there earlier before. I've just reached out to Megan's. Oh my gosh, I feel horrible because I can't remember the name of her podcast now. But she does a really great movie podcast. She goes so in depth when she's talking about her horror stuff. And yeah, Megan's Murder Movies. So she's going to start doing some movie reviews. We're basically just trying to step up and get more people involved, so it's not just the same 2 or 3 of us that are putting out content, and kind of make it more community based. Right now, we're working on finding podcasts and YouTube channels that are willing to be on a list for authors who are looking to promote not that they're guaranteed to be on that show, but that it's kind of a starting place for people to look.
Yeah.
And also kind of a way for shows to get more guests too. So we're putting that together right now. So if any of you guys know anybody that, would be a good fit, then it's so weird. If only I knew somebody. Just so I'll definitely, you and I will be sorting out what we need to get you guys listed on there.
You started to freak me out.
Where's it coming from? What's going
I
on?
don't know.
What's going on? It's coming for you, Gia?
It was the creepiest fucking thing I've ever had.
I love that. I gotta see where.
Now we gotta
I'm
watch
glad
it
you
back.
love it. I about pissed myself.
Listen, we know who it was because wherever that sound came from, it lights up. So when we watch this video back,
I haven't seen it.
No, we can't see it here. We can see it back on our end.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
I know it ain't me, so it's one of y'all. One of y'all.
I don't think it was me, man, because it couldn't be me.
Hopefully it'll. Yeah, let me know.
All right.
It was on my end.
It was Journey. It was Journey. Let's let me know.
So what is it? So as far as having people like go on to help you out, what exactly is it you're looking for as far as content?
So we're definitely looking right at this point for like video game stuff. I don't really have a lot of people who do horror video games. So if there's anybody, willing to write, and we're not looking for like a novel, anything crazy long, it's just, it doesn't have to be brand new. It's just something that you love and that you want to share with everybody else. Movies, we look for like, 4 or 5 paragraphs, give or take. Same with books. We've got a ton of book reviews and stuff going. But yeah, it's just working on, we've kind of gotten into the flow of things.
You all right?
Some bug just flew by me.
I seen the orb.
Listen, bro.
I'm joking.
I just watched I watched The Fly last night, so now
we're all gonna be dead by the end of the night.
Turn into Brundlefly over here.
All right, so Rick likes 80s slasher. I'm just throwing it out there.
Cough, cough, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to introduce more people to the, horrors like the 80s slasher.
And I do eventually, once things really get kind of.
Hey man, 80s slashers, I'm your man. Yeah, you saw Terror Train yet? With Jamie Lee
I have not.
That's an underrated film. I saw it a couple months back. Underrated film. That's a really good slasher film.
I feel like I've seen. That's one they just remade not too long ago, isn't it?
I think they did. Yeah, I think they did. I didn't see the remake though.
All right, one quick thing. We mentioned earlier this clown called Tiny. And I know me and Rick talked about it, but what better person to actually talk about Tiny than the creator, writer, director of the introduction of Tiny into the horror film genre, Doug.
My boy Doug.
Good seeing everybody.
What's up, Doug? How are you, bro?
Good. You have a very nice background, Jose.
Oh, thank you. Hey, talked about clowns.
He always tries to make everyone else look bad with that stuff.
Yeah, sorry for my background. I kind of took it pretty quickly. Just
that looks like a man who's working right now, so
yeah,
that's all good, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on your show. Very excited to be here.
Oh, we've been dying to
thanks
get
for
you
hopping
on,
man. This guy played me. He's like, I was telling him, I was like, all right, man, we're gonna, hour and a half, whatever. He's like, no, I got something special coming up. So he didn't tell me.
Well, we mentioned Tiny before, so yeah, definitely talk about Tiny.
Lexi. Hi, Doug. That's our good friend Lexi. Man.
Nice to meet you, Lexi. Yeah, so Tiny is my baby. We did the first one in 2009, so he's a teenager now. He's 14. He's done 5 movies. You guys, were you in the last 2, or you did Tiny's October 31st, right? That was your first Tiny movie?
Yeah. Mine was the last when in Fright Haven.
Oh, that was so much fun.
It was.
Yeah. Oh man, good. Yeah, that was a great time right there, man.
That was our longest production by far. I think we started that around July 4th. It was like super hot in that hunt because I know it cost a lot of money to put the AC on, so they Charles didn't want to turn the AC on. It was hot.
Yes.
Holy
I remember those. Anyway, it was late nights too. We were there till like 1, 2 o'clock in the
But
morning.
what's filming conditions and like actual like accommodating temperatures? It's always got to be either hot or cold. You know. It's...
Oh yeah, there's got to be an extra challenge. Helps the actors get into character.
Yes.
And when we finally wrapped, it was October, which was cool because we had that final shot was actually the very last thing we filmed with Tiny in the distance. You know, reclaiming his holiday.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So what made you create Tiny? Like what brought him to life?
Let's see. It's a good question. I don't remember the exact impetus, but I just thought he was a fun character. He's kind of an anti-hero, and he in my head he was a human embodiment of Halloween. You know, he's scary, but he's also fun. You don't really know what he is, so he's kind of mysterious. And you know, I don't know. I guess spoiler alert. It's 14 years old, but you know, it's like the whole thing is as long as you don't mess with him, you're fine. It's people, they see him and they are afraid of him. So kind of like the original Frankenstein movie.
Yeah,
it's like
misunderstood.
Yeah, he was. You know, people treated him like a monster, and he became a monster, but he really wasn't to begin with. And so with Tiny, as long as you just give him his candy, he just goes trick or treating. You know, like everyone else. And if you don't give him candy, you're asking for trouble. As long as you give him your candy, off he goes and off with your day. So
we saw firsthand, he'll mess you up.
Yeah,
he is. Tiny's not tiny.
And here I have actually, sadly, is the original.
And this was great about Tiny is he always had the same. There you go. He's gonna pull it up. Yeah.
Yes.
He still has it, man.
Oh God, that is terrifying.
It's hard as a rock right now. It's completely like calcified. I can't even take it off of this.
Oh man,
Yeah,
so that's a relic. That belongs in a museum, bro.
And then I have his stunt double mask, which is also no longer used. So I guess it's as good a time as any to announce we are doing a feature film with, I think I spoke to Jose about, and Tiny makes an appearance. So
yes.
So we have a mask maker at Morbid Monstrosities, New Jersey, who's creating a brand new mask, and it's gonna be altered a little bit. I need to alter it to avoid lawsuits, but
yeah, that's true.
It'll have the same feel as this Tiny mask, but it'll be ours.
Nice.
And, you know,
what's really great about Tiny too is, and later films proved there is also a son of Tiny as well. So what was the basis of creating that character?
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to expand. I wanted to make the Tinyverse, you know, like make it so it's not just Tiny. Just kind of give other stories to kind of keep them going, create some other characters in the universe. Yeah, you know how it started is I had all these masks. They were old Ben Cooper masks, those old plastic masks.
Yeah, classic Ben Cooper right there, bro.
Yeah, and so I had all these masks, and then I was thinking, like, okay, what if, you know, they show up, they have one mask on, and then he shows up again. It's clearly the same kid with a different mask. And just like, I have all these cool masks, might as well show them. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Like certain stories, it's kind of develop in my head. I don't really give it much thought. That was actually one of them. Like, you know, it's
organic, man. It shows too.
But like, yeah, sometimes like the initial idea for a movie just pops in your head, just kind of in the most random times, and then you just kind of go with it, you know.
Yeah, that was a good film too. Son of Tiny was it was a fun one, man.
Yeah, you know, expands, you know, kind of creates a little world for Tiny.
Yeah,
you know, we don't know, is it his actual son? Probably not. But
probably not. Hey man, one day we'll find out.
How did that happen? You know? But,
yeah.
Hey, look, with Michael Myers gone, October needs Tiny, so we need Tiny more in October. Now more than ever, because there's nobody. I mean, we're waiting for Art the Clown to come back. You know, probably be a 3-hour flick, like Rick said.
I hope not.
we need that another iconic clown character. And
speaking of Michael Myers, Halloween Ends is not in canon, so he's still out there. We won't get into that though.
You know what, Doug? We never talked about that too, because I know you're a big Halloween fan. So I know you were not, excited for Halloween Ends like we were. We were really disappointed in that film.
I'll say this: I was so excited Fred. I watched Halloween Kills with Fred in the theater, and in the middle, I was so into it. I turned to him. I'm like, "This movie's fucking good." Like, I was really into the movie. It was like what I always wanted a Halloween sequel to be, like how Michael Myers is interpreted. I was like really excited about where this is going.
Yeah.
Like he's cool, he's deadly, and it's like they nailed the vibe. Like the flashbacks are great. I know not a lot of people loved Halloween Kills. I loved it. Man, I've never been more disappointed with a movie. Like honestly, I felt like a child disappointed me, and I'm just like, ugh. And it's not just the fact he dies. Of course we don't want to see him die, but it's bound to happen. But I just thought it was just they set so much up with 2018 and Kills. They lined everything up, and it just didn't pay off.
That's what these guys mentioned. That you were Joe mentioned. Yeah, they set up all this stuff at the end with killing the daughter of Laurie. Then they skipped over all that once ends come. They did a flash forward. So
yeah,
I hear you.
And you have the sheriff. His name always slips my mind, but like the boyfriend character. What's his name?
Corey,
right?
No, Corey. I didn't mind. Funny thing is, I liked Corey.
Yeah, me too. I said the same thing.
I thought the movie, once Michael's introduced, took a dramatic drop. Like I was I thought it was cool. It's kind of like a Joker story. It's so you see characters fall into madness, sent into madness. I was down with it. But Laurie's boyfriend, he was in Kills. He's saying, "Oh, because it's my fault that he lived because I stopped him from being killed." And
I know the sheriff, right? And
it's up to me to put an end to him. What does he do? He goes shopping, and that's it. Like he doesn't do anything in it.
He's flirted with Laurie at the supermarket.
Yeah, so his whole story didn't pay off, and Laurie's whole thing for him to die, I need to die, and it ends 2000. Kills ends great. She's walking down the corridor with a butcher knife, and it sets up for this amazing climactic finish. And it's almost like they forgot about it, and they kind of started fresh for ends.
Good shout. You're right. Yeah.
And I told you my alternate ending, which I don't know if you want me to get into that. I can go on and on for this movie. It's a whole nother episode.
No, go right in. Jump in because I got to hear this.
Please do. Yeah. Okay. I apologize to anyone as I rant on about Michael Myers. But, so I just thought that it's just nothing that they set up paid off. It's as if, they did a great job building up everyone's motivation, tying everyone into the original story to pay off in this ultimate climax, which doesn't happen. I just thought a great finale. And Corey, say another thing, Corey too. They built him up for 2 acts. This is the character now we're supposed to be following. He dies at the beginning of the 3rd act, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah, it's a waste of time. You're right.
What's the point of following Corey's story around? Yep. I thought the most amazing way to end that movie is I wouldn't have had Corey die the way he did. I would have him get stabbed in the eye. Now specifically, there's a reason for that. I'll get back to that later. So Michael stabs him in the eye, and then Corey's out for the scene. We don't see him again. Now we cut. Everything happens. I wouldn't slash his wrist though. I'd leave that part out. So we're back into the ending at the dumpster. They're carrying Michael into the dumpster. He grabs Laurie on the way down. And so now this pays off. Laurie had a great line in Kills for him to die. I need to die. So we have Michael is now literally living because he's hanging on to Laurie.
Yeah.
And she realizes she's holding on to her boyfriend. She realizes that now her being alive is keeping Michael alive. So she shoves off of her boyfriend and Michael and Laurie down the grinder together. And then the final shot of the entire movie, you have this ongoing Laurie's writing a book. So you have her granddaughter now reading the book. And it says, "Evil never dies. It just changes shape." And we're in the sanitarium with the checkerboard floor. We pan up, and there's Corey with the eye missing. Hit the credits. Done.
Yeah,
that's true. I always said that was a very good line. The evil never dies. It just changes shape.
Yeah.
And you mentioned too that when Laurie said that, for him to die, I gotta die. You're right. They never paid that off. You would think, okay, that's there for a reason, and it never paid it. It's like 2 different writers took.
There was a few other things too, and it's starting to slip my mind now. I'm starting to finally cool off on it a little bit, but there was a whole bunch of things that just didn't pay off. You know who I played? As much as I admired and loved what he did with Kills, I called BS on something. Because he says he wasn't out to make a Laurie versus Michael movie, but the studio made that. I don't buy that. You know why? How does Kills end? Laurie saying she's coming after him and she's got the freaking butcher knife. So don't say that you weren't making a Laurie versus Michael movie for ends, because clearly that's what the setup was.
Yeah, they killed her daughter. I mean, he killed her daughter.
Yeah.
Killed the wrong daughter too. Should have killed the younger one because she was annoying as hell.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I saw ends, I thought of Doug. I know Doug's a huge Michael Myers fan, just like JR. Like, oh man, JR hated it. I could only imagine what Doug thought about it.
I was disappointed.
Yeah, me too. I liked it more than they did, but yeah.
I felt like a child let me down. Like I just, it's strange. Like I never, you know what? The last time I was that upset with the movie was when Apollo died in Rocky IV when I was a kid.
Oh my god!
Like, what the hell?
And the opening act too.
It's been 30 years, but that's Apollo dying has been topped. That's the most disappointed I've ever been. Freaking Halloween ends. Ugh.
Tasha, did you like Halloween or you hated it? Halloween ends.
No, like I mean, there were a couple of the kills were all right, and I felt like if they were making a movie separate from this franchise, then maybe they could have turned it into something. But to come in with such an established storyline already and just it was so anticlimactic.
Was Corey as tall as Michael? Because when he put the mask on and his overalls, he looked as big as Michael Myers. When he starts murdering people like nothing, easily. When he was afraid of bullies, just like a couple acts prior to that.
You know what killed me on the movie was when Corey and Michael had that bromance scene where Corey sees Michael's life through his eyes. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Well, the fact that Michael Myers is this amazing character, but he's been living in a sewer for the last 3 years.
Michael doesn't run or hide from nobody. That made Michael great.
You know what else is like a flaw the movie did? So, you know, you're supposed to be scared for the characters, but to be scared for them, you kind of have to like them. But if you look at all the people that died in the movie, at first it was the cop, who we're not supposed to like him because, you know, he's supposed to be like a scumbag. You know, and it's like everyone that dies, then it was the doctor who chose his love interest over.
He was cheating on his wife, right?
Yeah, well,
you're right.
Yeah, so all these people that die, we're not supposed to like them, so we're not scared for them. Like,
yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
They dropped the ball on it. I mean, JR blames. Who you blame? This
Danny
guy,
McBride.
Right? Danny McBride.
And I like Danny McBride. Screw him, man.
It's sad, but like, you know, it's sad that I lost interest in the Exorcist trilogy because of this movie.
Oh, yes. I told him that. Yeah, like, same writers. Yes.
Yeah. You know,
love story.
Of course, I'm gonna watch it, but it kind of like ruined my
you're not even lying about that. I don't.
You have very low expectations for it. That's the problem. There's no lower expectations than Halloween ends. After that.
Well, yeah.
You expect it to be crap, basically.
Yeah. So, yeah. I know we kind of veered off of clowns, but Michael's original costume was a clown, so I guess we're somewhere.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Tied it all together. We're back at clowns.
Was that your favorite clown besides Tiny?
Do I? Oh, God.
Yeah, that's a good question. Besides Tiny, who is your favorite clown in horror?
Oh, man. Of course, I'm sure I'm going to like hang up and remember one.
That's always that.
I'll give an honorable mention to Zeebo the Clown from Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh man, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Remember that?
Yeah. I don't want to leave like my favorite out, so I'll just give an honorable mention. You know, I was like, I think that was the second episode of that show. It was good.
Underrated show. That show again. You watch it now, you're like, damn, this was for kids. You know, it's a little dark.
Yeah. I have the box set of it.
Nice.
I watched them like this week. I've watched a couple episodes. Some of them are great. Like some of them really hold up. Some big actors came out of it. You know, and actually, one episode, M. Night Shyamalan has even admitted he got the ending from Sixth Sense from watching an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark.
Wow,
really?
Yeah, and that's not a conspiracy theory. He actually said he watched an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark, and I remember I was watching it, you know, maybe 2008, 2009 when I got the box set. I'm watching this thing, and it was the same kind of spoiler, of course. You know, the person is dead, they don't realize it. And so I'm watching the episode. I'm like, wait a minute, that's the Sixth Sense 10 years before the Sixth Sense. And so I looked into it, and I of course I Googled M. Night Shyamalan, Are You Afraid of the Dark, Sixth Sense, and interview popped up, and he says, yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So yeah, it was very inspirational.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know,
All
so
right,
that's
so
my honorable mention. Zebo.
your second favorite before you mention your first.
And me?
Yeah.
I gotta think. Man,
you're making them think, Jay.
I know, I'm putting him on the
Give a
spot.
second one.
Well, we talked about Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
There was this old clown movie. I think. Oh my God! It had John Candy in it. One of his first films.
Oh,
The Clown Murders or something like that.
I think so. Yeah, it was one of his non-comedic roles.
Yeah. Yes. I just thought about an old clown film with John Candy.
I love John Candy, man. That before his time, man.
Fantastic.
Great actor.
Hey.
Question, Joe, real quick. Clown down near the end of the sign. Oh, okay, yeah, Gio, you know what that is, right?
Yeah, that freaking clown was sitting on the wooden chair, rocking back and forth. Have you seen Dead Silence, right? Everybody? Yes. Yeah, there's that clown is just like it's one of the dolls is just sitting there and rocking back and forth. That whole movie just I hate ventriloquist dolls. They're so creepy.
They are. They're terrible.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, if they're all clown faces, it would have been even scarier.
Like the Anthony Hopkins movie where he was what was that?
Oh, Magic?
Yeah, Magic. Damn, Doug's a man. He knows everything. Magic. That's creepy. It's creepy.
Yeah. Did you guys get into? I joined really late, so you might have like why the fear of clowns, why the fascination with clowns. If you got into any of that.
No, we talked about how
we didn't get into the bones.
What freaked us out? Like like for me, Ronald McDonald, he was creepy. Which is one of the reasons they don't do any more Ronald McDonald commercials.
Right.
But now what was your finish? I mean, you did Tiny. What fascinated you with clowns in order to do a Tiny film?
I think I'm trying to think back now. It's been a little while. I can't remember. I have to look at my original script, but I still have it. I don't remember if I wrote him in as a clown or if I went to the store and just found. I think I wanted a clown. I think I did want a clown. It's more because it's like their true emotions are hidden behind their face. You know,
Mm-hmm.
It's like you don't know who's behind the makeup.
There's always something underneath that's being hidden, and the clown is just a facade, man. Yeah.
And it's kind of funny. Like there's like my aunt had this room. She still has it. She's fascinated with clowns. She collects clowns, but only sad clowns. Like she does not.
And those sad clowns are the worst because you feel bad for them in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like clowns with tears. Like that's her thing. Like she loves sad clowns.
Oh man,
she has an entire room with just creepy sad clowns. And it's funny. Yeah, it's almost become like, as a kid, you get a clown for your birthday party. But over the years, over the last couple of decades, it's like clowns is now first associated with fear before it's associated with fun. It's kind of like flip-flopped,
Yeah, and people have phobias too. Man. I just talked about that earlier. So yeah, people are legit freaked out about these guys.
Yeah, because you don't know who's behind the makeup. You don't know what they're really thinking. They have a smiley face painted on their face, but you don't know what their intentions are. They're masquerading.
And that clown doll stood up like 10 feet tall.
Yeah, I hate that clown. I hate that clown. Yeah. All right, so who's your number one?
God, I'm sure there's like an obvious one. I'm not remembering. Oh, give me a minute. What was your guys?
So mine was Captain Spaulding. JR was
the clown from American Horror Story.
Twisty the clown. Tasha was Pennywise.
Yeah. Bill Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård version.
Okay. Let's see. I had to say one. Difficult.
There's so many. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So,
it's too many.
I hate to not give an answer.
Hey man, JR just put you on the spot, man. I don't blame him. He's laughing too. He loves it. Look at him.
Come on, man.
I think there's just I think overall, I may not have a favorite, not to but I think the overall iconography, even in some movies that aren't even horror, like Pee-wee's Big Adventure, he has his nightmare and Francis. Oh, that's not Francis. There's some evil guy ruining his bike that's dressed like a clown. It's just always like a
But
constant.
yeah, you're right. Even in non-horror, clowns are scary.
They are. Like we talked about the clown in Hell House LLC. You ever seen that one?
Yes.
Where it doesn't move. It's just the placement of the clown scares the crap out of you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the placement. Yeah.
And it's like you were saying, there's no motion. They don't talk. It makes it even so much even creepier. Like we talked about the clowns that haunt. I don't know if you guys seen that one yet. It's like a found footage horror. But
Haunt's not found
no,
footage.
it actually is not found footage.
No,
You're
it's
right.
not,
You're right.
no.
You're right.
Maybe I didn't see that. No, it's on
You
my.
must have seen it. It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
it's-
or Shudder, one of the two.
It's deep buried in my queue. You know how that happens.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Trust me.
You go through it. There's like 40 movies down. You're like, oh crap, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, every time Tasha comes on with us, we add so much to her list of movies to watch, and
Yeah.
she hates us for it.
Every time. I
I
mean,
couldn't
it's hard
even-
to hate you for it. It just feels like I'm never gonna get caught up.
Yeah. I feel like it's a good problem to have now, but there's so
Yeah,
many
dude,
more
for
movies
sure.
coming out and easier
sure.
to watch.
So
It's a great
many.
problem to have, but it's hard to keep up and.
Mhm.
Oh, there
So-
are, and like not all the movies are good, which kind of like you see one and like most people see the cover. I was like, oh, this looks cool. Let me watch it. Then you watch it, like, all right, it wasn't as good as the cover was. But then
Oh.
you see a film that the cover is like plain. You're like, oh my god, this movie was great. So it's like it's hard to pick a movie. Like sometimes you just gotta. I usually like just scroll. If all right, this looks interesting, bam, I'll start watching it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all. Yeah, I did that with Ho.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was creepy.
And a movie, like a lot of times, like a movie for me, it's I know it's a dumb thing for a filmmaker to say because it's opening myself up for like criticism, but for me, a movie doesn't have to be good for me to like it. I watch a lot of
No.
terrible movies. As long as it's
Thank you.
entertaining.
You know, we had Charles on the show once, and he had the best quote. He's like, you know what? Even bad movies, I enjoy them, and I'm the same way. I could watch a bad movie, and I could find something in it that's entertaining. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That makes, and especially horror. There's so many like that. There's so many movies that are cheesy, but it's good cheese. You watch it, you make fun of it. It's just entertaining. You don't take it seriously. You know what I'm saying? As long as the filmmakers don't take it seriously. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm a big fan of just great characters. Like if you're watching a movie and the characters in there you want to hang out with, it makes it fun. Like a movie I watch every single year is like Cabin Fever.
yeah.
It's a good movie, but I just love the characters. They're so real and
It's
relatable.
fun.
And it's just like, it brings me back. For me, it becomes like a rewatchable movie. Like the American Pie movies I love. It's just, they're fun to watch these characters in these situations. Sometimes the movie doesn't have to be great, but the characters are great. I'll rewatch it,
And Cabin Fever, I always loved the guy who played the cop who went and just drank the beers. And I forgot
Yeah.
what's his name, Doug?
Deputy Winston. I guess.
Yeah, Deputy Winston. Hey man, like come on, man, like had the little mustache. I love that guy, man. He's great.
Here's a question for you, Doug. Do
Yes.
you think? I mean, I know we got Arthur, clown. I know we have Tiny. Do you think the clown genre, as far as horror, should be even more? I mean, you have some good horror, like we talked about Clown, we talked about Stitch. Well, Stitch is the clown, right?
Stitches,
Stitch is the
not
clown.
Lilo and
Stitch is the clown.
Stitch. Stitch is the clown.
But do you feel like it's an untapped market as far as horror goes for clowns?
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, I think there's as long as you have a creative story, as long as the character's cool, there's definitely. I don't think it's. I don't know. Is it considered a subgenre? I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's always room for a good clown. Everyone loves a clown. That song. Yeah, I don't think it's like people get tired of it. I hope not, because my movie coming out is going to have a clown in it. So I hope no one's tiring of clowns.
Yeah. Hold on, real quick before we wrap it up. Tell us more about this your feature, because this is your first like major feature, right? Because I mean, your channel, I religiously went up and down and seen everything on it. You're short films ranging from different 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but this is your first like full length. How long are you looking to make it?
Well, I produced The Battery. It was a zombie movie that came out like a decade ago.
Is that the one with the guy with the baseball bat?
Yeah.
You did that?
Yeah.
You were behind that?
That was early in the career. So, but I don't.
Dude, I see that was long.
Yeah. I was actually in a couple of deleted scenes. But I
No
was
way.
Yeah. We filmed that I got a lot of locations. That was a grueling shoot. It was grueling because I threw my hip out, and so I was like in severe pain for the week, and I couldn't get to the doctor. I remember walking around, and some of the zombie extras were like, "Oh, is that your zombie walk?" I was like, "Nope, hurt my back."
It's very easy to get hurt on set, man. There's so much stuff going on.
Yeah, but I don't consider that. This is my first like
For you, yeah, your first directing, writing
banner.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, we are hoping to shoot it in like about a month.
Sweet,
yeah, you know.
So this is gonna be for October Halloween time because you always have something for Halloween.
So for the short films, I already shot this year's Halloween film.
Okay.
Shot it before the leaves grew in. So I just because I knew I had the feature coming out. So let me
got you. Okay.
Yeah, let me shoot this the Halloween one just so I can have a little peace of mind. I'm also doing the haunted trolley. That it's going to be a live movie. It's going to be an actual trolley that's kind of doing the creative, writing a storyline. It's going to be like you're writing a movie.
Oh, that sounds great.
I have a very busy fall coming up, so that's why I want to get this movie shot. Late June, maybe early July. So we can have it. Hopefully, we can get it distributed for this Halloween season. But
cool.
We'll see how well.
Man. No doubt, man. No doubt.
It's gonna be crunched, but we'll see what happens. It's good that we're not, since we're independent. I spoke to SAG after, and we're not going to be affected by any actor strike. So either way,
right? Yes, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I don't have any casting announcement yet, but I think big. So stay tuned for that. We'll see what happens.
Now you remind me like a John Carpenter or Romero. You like to use a lot of the same cast members in your film. So without announcing names, will we see a lot of the familiar faces from like Tiny and everything else that you had produced beforehand?
Well, it's an anthology film, so you will see some of our. Yeah, you'll see some of
your greatest hits. Around my point.
Yeah.
What he wants to know is, are we going to see George?
George,
yeah, that's the thing. It's like you guys have been in part of a lot of these.
Yeah, we got you.
So this next month is 15 years that we've been filming for Scared Stiff.
Damn, congrats, man. That's
and I'm really proud. Yeah, no, thank you. I'm proud of the fact that from 2009 on, it's the same crew, pretty much.
Yep.
Some people have moved away, so the fact that all these years later, it's the same crew of people. It's like we have fun. I don't have many friends, but my friends are my filmmaking friends. So it's kind of like that's when I get to hang out with everyone. Is we get to
see everybody all. Yeah. It's like a family reunion. Yeah, for sure.
Not that I don't have any friends, but when I do,
but we're talking about the horror fiends, man. The horror fiends.
I'm a loser, but
Me and Jared were talking earlier, real quick, about what was the film with George in it? Jesus Christ.
The date one.
The date
night.
Yeah, when George, he was getting into character, and he was pacing it back and forth. Me and Gio were like, and I looking at Gio scared, like, oh my god, like what's going on here? But he was like, he was in the zone. So we seeing like you were, even we like George and everyone else that's involved in the crew, man. Like it's hard work, and seeing that get put together and seeing the final product, man, it's always a good time. It's always worth it at the end, man. So I like to give you props, man, because that ain't easy, man. Getting all that, we did a few minor things, and we know it's not easy. So seeing you behind the camera and working it, man, I love that stuff.
Well, part of it is that's why we use the same crew. Like we all know what our strengths are, and it's just like we're comfortable around each other. It's there's very seldomly that there's any heat on set. I can in one hand, in 15 years I can count the amount of arguments that happen on a shoot. Very seldom, which says a lot because sometimes these sets get heated. But also like we were saying, George is pacing or whatever happens, so you get to know the actor. Okay, he's getting into character. Let him do his thing, and you know what I mean. So when you work with the same actor over and over,
yeah, and it pays off, and the final product shows. It shows absolutely.
Some people get to snap and they're in character. Some people, they got to take a little while to try to get into the zone and
Yeah.
just whatever they got to do to like do their character.
Good stuff.
So, yeah, so much fun.
Tasha here that runs a basically she looks she runs a Sinister Scoop, which is they do a lot of things with horror, authors books, so if you're looking for somebody who could possibly help promote,
Absolutely.
Cool. No, absolutely.
Tasha's a horror fiend. She's one of us.
Sweet.
I try real hard.
I can't deny that face. Come on.
But yeah, we would definitely like to have you back on the show. Give us updates how the show's going. I mean,
Yeah, we got to get you on the show. Just talk everything scary stuff, man. Because
Yes.
your channel, man, is fascinating. Because if you go back and watch, and what I really respect too, you kept everything on your channel. You don't remove anything. If you go back, you can see from where you started to where your very last feature, and you can see the growth.
yes.
And people don't normally people like to delete older because they don't want people seeing their that's not that good. But you kept everything, and that's someone like me who's so interested in filmmaking and the behind the scenes stuff. And when I met you, I went back and I went to your channel and I saw all your stuff, and I noticed that from each film it's a progression. And then compared to what your first movie was to where you're at now, man, that's something to be proud of, man.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I've heard from people before that like, man, you should take those earlier ones down. 'Cause like literally, it was my film school doing the movies.
Mm-hmm.
My film school was making 82 films. You know what I mean? And it's like, so I know, if someone's looking for a new director for a movie and they happen to look on their channel and they scroll back, they're like, ooh.
Yeah, but they should look at the date, though. You know what I'm saying? Everyone starts somewhere, man. But the beauty—that's the beauty of it, though. You can see the progression.
So yeah, so I leave them up there. Hey, I think they're still fine. They're a product of their time, but also like some filmmakers have been inspired by it because they see what we do now and they see where we started and they're inspired. So like I'm like, all right, if people can learn, people can get inspired to do their own stuff. Yeah, I think that's great. So I leave them up there for people to see.
There you go.
It's all learning, and the stuff we do now, it's gonna be better 5 years from now. It's like you always keep learning, keep getting better. Just see what went wrong on this one, how could we improve it, and just make the next one better. So
yeah, because I know like for us, me and Rick, like we did 3 and we go back and look at them. You're like, all right, so it got to the point where we go back and we look at the areas where we could improve them. But we looked at the areas like all right, this was a great shot. Like the first film we did, everybody loved the tomato scene, and it was all just a tomato getting cut. But the way Rick filmed it, everybody talked about the tomato. That even at the end credit scene, we gave the tomato a casting role because the tomato was so. But it's true. You see you go back and you look at the film, you're like, all right, I could improve this. I could improve this. Now I know what to do for next time. Which you have to take the criticism. You have to take the criticism for whatever you do. But know that, all right, next one will be better. And it's true what he says. I mean, to see where we start from where you're going now and the fact that you're doing a feature, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's inspiring for us because, we want to get to that point.
Bro, yeah. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's like people, you have to take the criticism, but also you have to weed it out. That sucked. I want my 5 minutes back. Like, okay, whatever. But like, I appreciate like real criticism. Like, I couldn't hear that actor. That's not an actual criticism. But like, you know what I mean? If someone gives actual constructive criticism, you gotta learn from it. You can't just, I don't dismiss it. I'm like, that's a valid point. I've actually learned a lot from comments.
Yes.
You just gotta be humble.
That's how you learn.
Yeah, you gotta understand. Like, okay, they're a viewer. And if they're seeing an issue with it, you gotta in fact, you don't have to always take the advice, but it's just good to be cognizant of criticism. And
one last thing I got to bring up though, man, Doug, you got to actually work with Jason Voorhees, man. How cool is that?
Refresh my memory.
The Christmas, the Jason. You did.
Oh,
yeah.
Jason Xmas. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Jason Christmas.
So yeah. That was how much time do we have? I can go on and on about that one. I'll make it brief. So yeah, pretty much.
We'll wrap it up with this one, man. Hit us up.
So my first 40 movies were completely original tales. But it's sometimes it gets disappointing when you spend so much time on a movie and you get a couple thousand views. All right, so I had this great idea of like a Jason fan film, and then I came up with another idea I was watching the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I was like, how cool would that be if like a serial killer put the coat on? Now the serial killer has powers of Santa. So I was just like, okay, I could spend all this time doing it. No one will watch it. Okay, I'll make it Jason. Now then people will watch it. And it's like, so it became one of my most watched things I ever did because it was Jason.
Yeah,
But it was good. I tried to like really delve in and add some heart to it. Like there was a lot of like fun, cheesy things. Jason holding up the crystal ball to see what
right.
But like I really wanted to add a lot of heart to it. And like there was like the stuff with Jason's mother and him, I thought were like really powerful.
And Elisa, right?
Yeah,
she played Miss Voorhees. Who played Jason was I forgot your camera operator, the DP.
Well, Jason was
who played Jason?
Dragonfly, Annalise's son.
Oh no, okay, it was no. I got him confused. I know.
Yeah, but I thought it'd be cool to add some real heart to it. I added some Jason backstory.
Yep.
Some people get really mad when they watch it, like really upset and really angry. It's like, how dare you disgrace it? I was like, it's a fan film.
It's a fan film. Come on.
We're doing these for.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta. That's the whole point. You gotta run with it, create something new, have fun. Just give us some more. Trust me, you're never gonna see a Jason film during the holiday season like you did. So,
yeah.
Kudos to that, brother.
And a lot of it was purposely done with humor intact. Like a lot of it was tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
A lot of people's heads.
That's it.
All right. Well,
thank you, Doug. Thank you, Tasha.
Thank you. It's funny because I'm over here, like looking at the phone and say, "Oh look, Doug's on Messenger. Hey, Doug, you want to jump on real quick and talk about Tiny?"
Yeah.
I got him in quick, man.
Always a pleasure. Yes.
Yeah, this guy was like, I was about to leave it. Hold on. I got someone coming out. Like, I thought it was Joe for a second.
You wouldn't come on. I'm here.
Oh yeah, that's true.
No, we definitely got to bring you in.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, we're gonna do a whole episode
about Scare Stiff TV.
Yeah,
and then bring you in to review a movie with us.
We could talk horror I love talking horror with Doug. This guy's a human encyclopedia when it comes to horror, bro.
Yeah, I could talk all night.
Hell yes. Thank you, sir.
Guys, yeah.
Yeah, Rick, you want to wrap us up, Rick?
All right. Well, I'm your boy, Ricky Grimes, JR, Tasha, the Sinister Scoop, and my man, Doug from Scare Stiff. Scare Stiff, YouTube. Look him up. Subscribe to that channel. Lots of good stuff on there if you love horror. Come back next time. Stay good, stay young, stay safe. Most of all, stay scared. Peace out.